I'm Jason Degenhardt from Heber, Nebraska. Run an operation with my dad and my cousin. We have dryland and irrigated cropping systems. We run corn, beans, and wheat. Also have a beef cow-calf herd operation. Years ago, my dad started no-till farming. It's been nearly 30 years ago. Seeing the benefits of moisture conservation. Moisture is typically our yield limiting factor, our most limiting factor that we have in this area. As we switch to no-till, we've seen benefits from that, from soil conservation, moisture conservation. We're still, in order to increase our production, I think there are other practices that need incorporated into our operation to promote water infiltration, as well as water holding capacity, that we can utilize that moisture that we receive sometime throughout the season, that we can utilize that for the growing crop in order to increase our yields. So we've recently adopted cover crops into our rotations. Especially in the dryland, we're putting it in after wheat in our dryland cropping rotations in order to aid in primarily in the water infiltration. So right now, we just started doing this last year, so this is our first experience with it. And in the wheat stubble, we just took an air seeder in, and we air seeded a simple blend of cover crops, some brassicas along with some cereals, seeded it in order to get them established. In late July we did it to try getting a crop growing, get some tillage going on with radishes, turnips, in order to improve our soil health where we'll be planting corn the following season. Still, water infiltration was a primary reason that we looked to cover crops. I know they utilize some moisture during the season, but I think long-term benefits of it will overshadow the short-term impacts. There are some secondary benefits of it. We've got the cow-calf operation, so we're able to graze, utilize the crop residues that way. And then I guess the third reason is, being we've been no-tilling for so long, we've got a mulch built up on our soil surfaces of a high carbon residue, corn stover, wheat stubble, and I don't think we're fully utilizing that how we could, cycling those nutrients, getting them into the soil, improving our organic matter, maybe potentially our water holding capacity, using some cover crops with high brassicas in there, high nitrogen content in there to get the microorganisms going, get that mulch broken down, cycled back into the soil, and help us with nutrient recycling. So part of the reason that I have had interest in is I work for Norder Supply, which is a full-service ag input retailer, sell chemical, seed, fertilizer, and custom services. So in that role, we get a lot of customers that inquire with us about, what do we know about cover crops, what are our experiences with it, what can we help them with. So part of the reason that I've been so interested in it is to find a way to help our customers better. So been available through the NRCS. Like I said, we've done our various strips of cover crops, no cover crops, different blends, different mixtures. We also did a trial this last year of monocultures. We did 20-some monocultures so that we could see how easy they were to establish, what their growth patterns were, and what challenges there might be of planting through them the following season. So we took customers on a tour we're helping customers to make plans as they're looking to incorporate cover crops into their operations for various reasons, which everybody has a little different reason, a little different management. So you need to be very cautious on what you need to have the end in mind, I guess, before you start with the cover crops, and have the plan so that you know where you're trying to get to. So as part of the process of being able to aid our customers in their decisions on cover crops, I thought it was important that we try it firsthand on our operation and get our customers that experience as well. So I'd say that with advice as far as how to begin the process, first of all, don't just do it because somebody else is doing it. You got to have some interest in it and some genuine interest in adapting your programs, your processes, your management in order to fit to a cover cropping system. And then secondly, know your objectives, what you're trying to accomplish, because everybody's looking for something different. And I've heard so many horror stories of cover crops where people have implemented them, but they just did it because that's what somebody else did, and it doesn't fit their practice at all, and it doesn't address any of the issues that they have. And I think third thing, start out simple. I mean, there's these huge cocktails of 12 and 15-way blends that there may be some additional benefits of that, but if you start simple, these are growing crops, growing systems that you've got to deal with, and they're ever changing, and what somebody did last year is not going to be the same thing that you do this year, and it's not going to work exactly the same. So start simple with something that you can manage, plan for any challenges that you have throughout the season so that you're ready to adapt your system to fit with that cover crop.